My name is Eric, and in this video I'm teaching how to get better at copywriting, how you could practice, what questions you could ask, and market research. This is my first YouTube video, and there will be more to come. And yeah, when you're first starting out with copywriting, that's when it's the hardest, because you're doing copywriting but you don't really have as much experience as you need, and you know you need to get better so you can do better work for your clients. And in order to get better, you really need to start practicing more, and that means writing every day, writing as much as you can, and not just staying stuck in one section of writing, not just via sales, not just emails, not just sales pages, not just ads. You need to go through all of it, even going through phone number messages that people will get whenever they sign up for calls or some sort of deals, email follow-ups, content scripts, and a lot more, because most likely when you get your first client, or when you get any type of clients, they're not just going to have you writing copy, they're going to have you doing a lot more than that. And the best way to do it is to practice and analyze good copy. And that could be anything. It can not just be your favorite influencers on social media, like Iman Ghazi, Alex Hormozi, maybe Andrew Tate. Not just them, but analyzing some of the most successful businesses in the world and taking their copy and seeing what's making it convert. And not just analyzing it, but doing some deep thought into what the person that was writing it was even thinking, what they wanted the reader to think when they wrote it. So good ways to get more, how could I say it, like more practice with copy is writing. But to get more great ideas on copy, what I've done, I have assigned a few clients, only around 2 or 3, and those are the hardest to get at first. But things that helped me come up with ideas to find clients, to do better work for clients, to just be better at copywriting in general, is podcasts. Ones like the copywriting podcast is probably the best that you could listen to. They have characters like Erica Schneider, Justin Wise, and Sam Horn. There's a lot more better, but podcasts like those, where you, instead of pumping music in your ears, say at the gym, on the way to work, driving your car, listening to that instead, you'll catch yourself thinking, damn, I gotta go back and watch this and write shit down, because what they say in the interview, in the podcast, are really good, and they could really help you out if you actually take what is being said and the advice in those podcasts and apply it. And the best way to get the most out of those podcasts is to write them down. Of course, if you're anywhere else, you won't be able to write them down, but go back to the podcast that you heard that was good, write stuff down, and instantly start applying it in your practices every day. The best thing that I think most beginner copywriters should start practicing is sales pages and ads, because chances are, if you get a client, nowadays everybody's trying to run ads, everybody needs a sales page. And another one is an email list. Learn to create an email list and be very efficient with nurturing it. You're definitely gonna close and make your clients a lot of money. So that's very good. That would be some very good practices that you could start with, and that will lead to you being a better copywriter and landing a few clients. And another great thing to do is more deeper research than you originally thought. Like, more deeper research into your target audience. A lot of people just get into the base of their research platform for them, like just simple problems that most of them have, but you could go even deeper than that and really ask crazy questions. And I have a few right here. Questions question one for your market research is, what is the primary goal this prospect is trying to achieve but currently failing to reach? Now that one, you could really start, once you have the answer to that, then you could really start writing some hard-hitting shit. Especially if it's so deep and it's something that they've been failing at consistently and they need help with, and then you're in the perfect spot to market whatever you're selling to them as the help they need. And number two is, what frustrating problems keep him or her stuck despite their efforts? So what have they tried multiple times, it's not working, and it's pissing them the fuck off? Number three, what logical action has this prospect taken to fix only to make things worse? So what have they tried, and they tried to fix it, but it didn't do shit, it made it worse? If you could find people that have done that, prospects that have done that, whatever, and you could write to them on it, it's like there's a big group, and then this is that group, and you're really nailing into them because they've tried something. This is a little piece of the group that's tried something and it's failed. You're really digging it into them, and then you're selling whatever you're selling as the fix. And it's really gonna like hit home to them because they've tried all this shit and it didn't work. And if you could point out some of the things that you think they have tried, or if you do enough market research into finding out some exact things that this group of people has tried, then you're really gonna make a lot of fucking money for your client. Now, what external force is making the situation, the dilemma, the scenario, even worse, even harder? So like, say some fat people. Like, what's making it even harder for them to lose weight? What's making their life even more depressing than just being fat? Is it the people around them they get looked at and they feel some type of way? They feel ashamed of themselves. When they walk past the mirror, do they feel ashamed of themselves? Does the people giggling at them as they walk by, making fucking the ground shake, does that make them feel ashamed, sad? Just little stuff like that. What's making them being fat worse than it is? Is it the social aspect, or just how hard their life is like that? And number five, what solution has this prospect tried that has failed miserably? So it kind of ties into number three and number two, but this one is another smaller group because chances are number three, they've tried a logical action, and this prospect had a solution in their mind. They're like, oh, this works, this clicks. They tried it and it failed, and they're like, fuck. Like they invested all this time into the solution that they thought worked and it didn't work. So you can nail that audience, or that specific part of the audience. And number six, who else is succeeding while they are struggling, and how does that make them feel? By the way, all these questions I got from the copywriting podcast, from listening to a lot of them. This is what a good amount of those people say. I think it was actually one specific one too, where this guy used all of this, but this is basically all the questions they come down to with their market research. Who else is succeeding while they are struggling, and how does that make them feel? So like, let's say they had a business partner or something, or they had some type of partner, I don't know who the fuck, but they're succeeding, and they're watching them succeed while they're trying the same shit, or they're trying something like that, and they're just not having any luck, any success with it. Maybe they're not trying hard enough. Maybe they just don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they're failing, and everybody else is succeeding around them. And how does that make them feel? Really fucking drill that in with your message in your sales page, via sales script, emails, whatever the fuck, and you're gonna make some sales off them. And market research could go real deep, real deeper than that, but those are the 6 I have for right now. But if you keep practicing over and over again and you implement a lot of these things, a lot of these questions into your copy every day, you should be writing at least 1 to 2 hours a day if you're starting off. And then the rest, of course, you're trying to find clients. But I might make a video on how to find clients too. But you'll get better. And slowly you'll see your copy get better and better. Especially if you're also looking at good copy and applying and changing what you think you're fucking up at. You'll definitely start making a lot. You'll definitely see your copy improve a lot, and you'll start making money sooner than you think. But this is my first video. Like I said, my name's Eric. I'm gonna be a millionaire copywriter, and yeah, hope you guys have a good day and like the fucking shitty info I gave.